Okay, hi everybody. This is Oleg. I'm just gonna wait a little bit for a couple people to show up in my live stream. 1 second. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna get my cup of coffee. Well, I'm in my truck. It's been so long since I've done live stream, and it's hard to pre-plan these live streams because of my job. It's hard to be consistent in order to do live streams because with my job you never know. Sometimes I'm running late, sometimes, well, that's the main reason. Try to deliver on time in certain days. Okay, we have a couple people in the chat. Cool. Let me know where you're from, who you are, if you don't mind. I'm just curious. But yeah, so for me, I like doing live streams because it's different kind of interaction than through the video. Of course, through video, you also leave me comments and I answer, and it's cool, it's fun. And the live stream is different, but problem is, again, to be consistent, be always on time, in the same day, same time, with my kind of work is very difficult. Hudson Valley, thank you so much. Thank you for joining, and thank you for asking everybody to smash the heck out of that like button. I appreciate you. And hello, Southern Virginia. Good to see you in here. So anyway, it's been ever since I restarted driving the truck. Some of you may know I had an accident before in my previous truck, and for various reasons, insurance, everything, blah blah blah. For about 5 months, I drove a cab in Portland. That's what I used to do before I drove a truck. Yeah, thanks, Hudson Valley. Appreciate you. Appreciate your wishes for me. And so now I'm in a different truck, and since I started this truck, I haven't done live stream yet. This is my first one. And I'm not too pressed for time. 12B Georgia, good to see you in here. Calico 45. That sounds like they have calico cats. I have one calico cat also. So, I see my mom in the stream, Raisa Koval. God bless you, Mom. Thanks for joining. So anyway, I had a load. Usually I like my loads to be, with more miles as possible. And I try to, pack as many miles in a day as possible. This time around, it's weekend, and I got a load that's only 700 miles, not even. So I split it in 2 days. I drove some yesterday, I'm driving some today. And I thought, you know what, this is perfect day to do live stream. Yeah, because Calico 45 is a gun. Oh, I see. That shows you how much I know about guns. I had no idea. I have to look it up. Anyway, I'm in Texas now. It's pretty hot over here. I'm on Highway 83. On the way to Laredo. Down in Laredo, it's even hotter. It's in the 90s, I think 96 or something. Very hot. So, what I want to talk about, something that actually triggered me to do live stream, is the fact that I just found out this morning. One of my YouTube friends, one of my subscribers said, happy seeing, hello. Thanks for joining. He sent me a video in which the video was very interesting and informative to me. I was blown away by it. Okay, this is not exactly new news. They're new to me. But oh, I see. Okay, Cecilia name that people micropronounce the ending of my last name. That sounds like, okay, Calico was not spelled that way. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I get distracted a little bit. But anyway, so Putin, Russia, is actually now inviting people from nearly half the world to move into Russia. I don't know exactly what they're trying to do. They're probably just trying to get more people, raise their economy, maybe have more bodies to send to the war. Who knows? But I was blown away when I found this out this morning. My, as I said, my friend from Australia, he's also a subscriber. Shout out to Sharif. He sent this information to me, and I was like, what? That's insane. And it's a very interesting video. When I finish this live stream, I'll post the link to that video in the description, so some of you who may be interested, you can check it for yourself. And not every country is invited to move to Russia, and not every country, but United States is included, Canada is included, most of Western Europe is included. I believe South Korea, Japan also is on that list, who are invited to move to Russia. Also Australia and New Zealand as well. So no invitation for anybody to move from Africa or South America, but pretty much half the world is invited to move to Russia. I'll be honest with you, before the COVID, I was just for fun thinking about it, just for fun. I thought Russia is a big country. Before the COVID, I was kind of in love with Putin. I used to think he was the greatest president of all time. And, some of you like Putin, some of you don't, some of you will agree with me, some of you won't, but this is just, I'm sharing you my opinion with you, and, take it for what it's worth. Putin, during COVID, Putin showed me, so to speak, his true colors. At least to me, he did. He was implementing all these crazy rules, wearing masks, wearing gloves in the middle of the summer, 90 degrees outside. People had to wear rubber gloves, sweating, just insane, Additionally, he was pushing the poke as well. So after the COVID, I started to dig and study Putin more than I did before. And Freedom Inc., good to see you, my friend. Thanks for joining. Shout out to Freedom Inc., Nick from Freedom Inc. Check out his channel. Again, I digress a little bit, but you know what? This guy doesn't beat around the bush. He said it the way it is. So check out Freedom Inc. Anyway, 12B Georgia said he likes Putin more than cocaine. See, I assume he's talking about Zelensky. Yes, I do too. I do like Putin more than Zelensky, but still, my love for him kind of faded away after the COVID, Additionally, some other things he's been doing lately is, killing off farms, killing off thousands of pigs, blaming this or that, diseases. Maybe it's true, maybe it's just conspiracy, but it just looks too funny, to me personally. And Additionally, as I was trying to learn about more about him, um, I saw him meeting over the years lots of times with Pope. Putin, number one, all his life he was a communist, he was a KGB agent. Now he is supposedly Orthodox. Okay, fine, you're Orthodox. God only knows how true Orthodox he is, but you know what? I don't see the heart God does, so maybe he is. But then how come he is meeting with the Pope? Pope is Catholic. You know, there's some difference, two different religions, even though lots of similarities. However, that was a red flag to me personally. Additionally, Putin went to Klaus Schwab's school as well. So that's another red flag. Bunch of these red flags, and I kind of lost my love for Putin. And even though he appears that he's fighting the West, fighting Western European values that are no values at all for normal people, I'm not going to go into detail, what I'm talking about, all the transformers, as Putin calls them. And in my opinion, and I could be wrong, he's just trying to appear as if he's on the side of Russians and Russia. But in my personal opinion, in all the reality, I think he's one of them. He's one of the globalists because as the Bible says, judge them by their deeds. It's not exactly how it's worded in the Bible, but the idea is judge them by their deeds, not by their words. You can say whatever you want, but what you do matters the most. So anyway, huge news for me personally, that Russia is inviting people to move. Oh, anyway, so go back to a few years ago before the COVID. I even entertained this idea just for fun. I thought, it'd be cool to move to Russia. I thought I would move somewhere to Siberia, to like Novosibirsk, or somewhere Irkutsk by the Baltic, not Baltic, sorry, Lake Baikal. Yeah, it's cold, but you know what? You get used to cold, but I was thinking it's more peaceful, more, you can kind of have a lot of land and, hopefully live more peaceful life. But then, then COVID came. Then after that, Putin is implementing AI like there is no tomorrow. He's trying to copy everything China does and then some. And Hudson Valley says, amen, you are what you do, not what you say. Yes, indeed, the Bible says that. So, by the way, everybody, check out Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Excellent channel. Shout out to Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. So anyway, all these things that I've just mentioned in the last few minutes, and now at this point I wouldn't want to move to Russia. If I want to live in peace and quiet, I think just choose some really, quiet state like Montana. You can find lots of land there and live in peace. Probably in more peace than you would in Russia, you know what I mean? Or even Oregon, you go outside of Portland and Eugene, and it's all nothing, emptiness, vast lands, unoccupied, just a bunch of small towns. Lots of places in the United States. Now, being as a truck driver, I go all over the place. And there is a lot of places that I personally like and could move to if I needed to or wanted to. I personally like Northwest. Don't like the fact, I have a fly in here. I don't like the fact that, Democrats run the state. But you know what? Outside of Portland and Eugene, it's all normal people. Even in Portland, You see a whole bunch of freaks in downtown and around downtown, but the rest of Portland is just normal people, and especially outside on the outskirts. So anyway, if somebody wants to move to Russia, you can now, you have personal invitation from Putin. And another thing about Putin and this war in the Ukraine. This war, some people think it's going to end by the end of the year. And I kind of tend to think that too. Possibly it will end. But I think if it does, and before the end of the year, before the election, and lots of people speculate that, and for good reason, because Putin doesn't know who's going to be next president. It makes sense to me also. He may try to end war before, but how? I think if he does end it, it's gonna be ended with a big bang of a whole bunch of nuclear bombs exploding, in my opinion. Simply because number one, I mentioned it from time to time in my videos, Azov Mena prophecy. Azov Mena prophecy, in that prophecy, it clearly states that I believe 8 or 10 cities, I have to rewatch it. It's a long prophecy. You can find it on my channel. You can find it on just on YouTube. 8 or 10 cities gonna get nuked in the Ukraine, and Philip Barnett, who this prophecy went through, says that when there will be two times that people gonna run away from Kiev. One time already happened. When second time happens, that's when nuclear bombs gonna fall. And first time it happened when the war first started. Let me see what Nick from Freedom Inc. says. I'm cool. I'll be fighting from here, just waiting for my car to get pulled for my day. I don't know what it means exactly, Nick. As you all know and hear my accent, I don't sometimes know some of these American expressions. Waiting for my car to get pulled for my day. Don't know exactly what it means. If you don't mind, explain to me, please. Rest of you watching probably know what it means. But anyway, so in my opinion, if the war in Ukraine ends this year, it will probably be ended with a whole bunch of nuclear explosions, which sucks. But then again, hello Bauer, good to see you in here, and Laura Flarson, good to see you in here. Thanks for joining. So yeah, I think that's how the war will end, and I think they're pushing Putin actually to do that. It seems like there's more and more NATO involvement in that war. They're not even hiding the fact that, I mean, Putin himself knows it. He says, we hear English, speech, French, all other languages, and besides mercenaries, I think there is regular army already in Ukraine. Who do you think operates all those Patriot systems? I doubt it's Ukrainians. Or who's gonna fly those F-16s? You need years to learn to be good at it. Just about a month ago, I was in Portland at the air show, and there was a bunch of F-16s called Thunderbirds. They're from Las Vegas, I think, Nevada. They came to Portland air show. They were flying, doing all kinds of crazy tricks, quite amazing. They were actually flying those F-16s, and I thought, I was blown away by it. Actually, I've been to air show before, some sort of like Blue Angels type of stuff, But one thing to see it on TV, I made a few shorts about it. You can see it on my channel. Another thing, see it right before your eyes, and somebody new cannot get trained in a few weeks and be good at it, and even just flying those things. In my opinion, I'm not a pilot, far from it. You need time to learn. So in my opinion, there's lots of Americans who are already operating equipment, maybe even fighting on the fighting on battlefield, you know. So that's my opinion how this war may end. There is a whole bunch of also other smaller time prophecies. You know, the Bible calls us not to believe prophecies before you check them, because there's lots of false prophets. I don't know how false they are, how true they are, but lots of them are prophesying that there will be the war is going to end this year. I hope it ends this year, you know, but how? I guess we will wait and see. Okay, another thing I want to talk to you about. Oh, this is now has nothing to do with. Well, it kind of has to do. You know, war in Ukraine continues on. War in Israel is getting hotter. But to be honest with you, I'm surprised there is no other wars that broke out. You know, honestly, I thought war between China and Taiwan is gonna break out sometime like pretty much a few months after Ukrainian war broke out, and it's been now 2.5 years, or more than that, and so far so good. You know, so far quiet. You know, I think it will eventually. All of us, I think, can agree on that. Also, North and South Korea. Also, in my opinion, it's pretty much given. You know, it's going to happen, and who knows? I think there will be more wars in Eastern Europe, honestly, in my opinion. So another thing that's also not really related to wars is electric cars. Okay, some of you know my opinion on electric cars. I think there is a small niche of people who electric cars might be useful for. But I personally don't like them for a number of reasons. Number one, I think where they're going with their electric cars is basically they want to make them eventually self-driving cars. You already have, you know, Super Cruise that GM makes and Blue Cruise that Ford makes and Tesla, and all of them can do certain duties, you know, driving the vehicle by themselves. But they want electric cars to basically be a tool for them in order to catch you, arrest you, bring you into police station if they want to, you know, basically while you'll be going somewhere in your electric car and your car is going to be driving you, they will lock you up in there and bring you to police station and arrest you, and then they're going to be figuring out if you're guilty or not for whatever they want to arrest you for. So that's one of the reasons. Second reason, electric cars is easier to control. It's easier to control you and all the population if everybody's using electric cars, because, you know, turn off electricity and you're screwed. Where are you going to go with that electric car? With regular gas or diesel cars, if you're a prepper, you probably have some fuel stored, and you know you can store diesel for a few years. It doesn't lose its potency that easily. Even gasoline you can store with certain I forgot what they call them. Certain things you put some liquid in a gas to make it last longer. I've tested it personally. You know, I put those additives into my gas. I kept my gas stored for over 2 years. I put it in my Prius and my car was running just fine. Even though they say, oh yeah, thanks Jackie's fuel stabilizer, you know. I forgot. It's not the word I use every day. Sometimes I forget certain words. Yes, fuel stabilizer, thank you so much. And yes, nobody is coming to save you when crap hits the fan. Hudson Valley says, no one. So if you're a prepper, in my opinion, number one, you should never let your gas tank drop below half. Half a tank, spend 5 minutes. You don't need to have electric cars and wait a long time to charge it. Most of them you can charge, 75% in 30 minutes. Your car, half a tank, you need 3 minutes to top it off. Moreover, you should have 5 to 10 gallons, in my opinion, of fuel stored at home. 5 to 10 gallons. 5 to 10 jerry cans, that's what I meant. 5 to 10 gallons is not a lot. But if you have, 5 to 10 jerry cans, whatever size, 2.5, 5 gallons, you throw them in your pickup truck, in your SUV, even your car even, you can get pretty far with it. So, another problem with electrical cars, let's say electric truck even, they claim they can, like Tesla truck, can pull 11,000 pounds. And if you have one, I like it from, like, as far as having it as a toy, I would like one. It looks unusual, has some ballistic protection, kind of cool, kind of interesting. If I had money to throw away, I would have one in addition to my cars, but not as my main vehicle, no. But that truck, for example, can tow 11,000 pounds. If you actually start towing, your range drops in half from 300 miles to 150 miles. And then that means if you're towing, you need to come and charge more often. Well, if you're towing trailer full of your goodies, you come to the charge station, you can't pull with your trailer in there because your caravan is too long. You need to unhook the trailer, go spend at least 30 minutes to charge up to 75%, go rehook your trailer. It's a big hassle and waste of time. So in my opinion, some people say, oh yeah, you can, you have electric vehicle that gives you additional electricity. Yeah, it's true, but you know what, I'd rather have generator for my additional electricity, not electric car. Watchman, hi, good to see you in here. Haven't seen you in my comments in the longest time, so good to see you. Thanks for joining. So anyway, in my opinion, no electric car for preppers. And if you have one, hopefully it's not your main car. So basically, that's all I wanted to share with you. I wanted to talk to you about mainly that migration possibilities to Russia, which is really crazy. I will leave, once this stream is over, I'm going to leave a link in the description for those of you who are curious, in seeing more details about it. Yeah, it's true. It's true, Watchman. I've been making less videos. I've been driving like a maniac lately, trying to make some money because loads are not as expensive as they used to be, and you're kind of forced to drive more. Yeah, Lorev says that he'll never own an electric car. Yeah, I personally don't want to say never, because let's say this world, Jesus doesn't return and this world continues for the next 20 years. By that time, we will probably have no choice but buy electric car. However, I personally will extend my time with regular, internal combustion engine cars for as long as possible. Electric car as a toy, cool. Otherwise, no thank you. And by the way, because sales are dropping on electric cars, especially in Europe, I think in Germany sales on electric cars have dropped 60 or 70%, huge. In France 30%, over here too. Some of the cars sit on dealers' lots for 3-4 months. Some of the Mercedes electrical models sit on dealers' lots for up to 8 months. All the people who, all the tree huggers who want to buy them initially purchased them, and now nobody wants to buy them. used car market, Teslas, there are people giving them away. Nobody wants to buy them. Replacement of the batteries are expensive, and a Tesla is like $19,000. I'm not sure how long they will last. I hear different things. Some people say 200,000 miles, some people say million miles, some people say 100,000 miles. I'm not sure. However, 19 grand, or in F-150 Lightning, that Ford's pickup truck that's full electric, 30 grand to replace the batteries. No thank you. I'll buy another car for that much. So anyway, yeah, Laura, it depends how old you are. But anyway, they're pushing their full electric future by, I think, used to be by 2030. Now they moved it for another 4 or 5 years. Hopefully nobody buys them. They'll push it further out. That's my hope. Anyway, I want to thank all of you to watching it, joining me for my live stream. I'll talk to you all later. God bless you. Take care. See you next time.